Hi, I'm Alderwoman Sheila Finlayson, and welcome to our Annapolis. I am thrilled today to have with me the founders and the producers, directors of the Annapolis Film Festival, Miss Patty White and Miss Lee Anderson. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It looks like we have about 3 weeks out before the film festival. Tell us what's going on.
Well, if you can imagine what 3 weeks out is like. It's every night, up all night, you know, going through the program, trying to get to print.
Locking guests, locking films,
Locking sponsors.
All of it.
It's
Well, we'll make a pitch for sponsors towards the end of the program, but tell us what they get. I think your schedule came out yesterday.
It did.
And is it 80 films that we have this year?
Yeah, it's about 80 films. I mean, we have a lot of shorts this year because we also have a local section and we have a student section. And so we have a lot of, plus our full-on shorts programs. But we also have a good amount of feature-length narratives and documentaries from all over the world.
So we're talking 4 days of films in Annapolis in several different locations?
Yes, 5 locations, actually. Well, it's four venues, but
Five screens.
five theaters.
Okay, and you've mentioned different types of films. Opening night's Thursday. What can one expect on Thursday evening?
A big red carpet, you know, where we have whatever filmmakers and guests that we have coming in, try to be there on the red carpet night if they can. Saturday, there's another red carpet for our big spotlight film at St. John's. Thursdays is at Maryland Hall. And we have the film Beirut, which is a political thriller starring John Hamm and Rosamund Pike. Unfortunately, they're in movies around the world, so we're not going to have them, but we will have the producer, who's a hometown Maryland girl, and Monica Levinson, and she'll be coming in, and she'll be able to talk to us about the film.
Well, that's wonderful. So that's opening night is Thursday night, and that's Beirut.
Yes.
Saturday or Friday, all day Friday, what goes on Friday?
Well, and also Thursday night, the after party is featuring Middle Eastern cuisine, compliments of palate pleasers and Whole Foods, but we have signature cocktails, the Kismet and the Silk Road, so it'll be really fun, and a live band. Then get some sleep on Thursday night because the rest of the weekend takes off. Friday morning starts with Coffee Talks with, that's at Chesapeake Brewing Company, and then films start at 10. And panels start at 10. So from then, it's 10 to 10 every day movies, and panels all day Friday and 2 on Saturday at St. John's.
And we have a full slate on Friday because we're finding more and more people are saying, I'm going to take the day off. I'm just going to work that Friday. I know I want to go to movies, so I'm going to take the day off. So we have more. The first year it was just a smattering of people, more than we actually thought. And then every year it's grown and grown. And now Friday is like a major day for us. I mean, we have a lot of people just decide that I'd rather go to films than go to their job.
People have figured out if something runs on Friday and it runs again later in the weekend, if they take off Friday, they can see that and see something else they want to see. So they've finally figured out how to fest.
Yeah.
Well, you also mentioned panels discussions.
That's Friday.
So which films can one expect to listen to a panel?
On Friday, the Environmental Showcase features a film called What Lies Upstream. It's about the toxins that are in our rivers and groundwater. It's a very important film, and we're putting together an environmental panel that'll follow that, so that'll be very interesting. And then, of course, our big event on Friday is our African American Experience Showcase, which is another exciting film. It's Sammy Davis Jr., I Gotta Be Me. And that's at Maryland Hall for the Creative Arts.
And we have Sam Pollard, the director of that film, coming from New York. He's a very well-known filmmaker on every level. Worked a lot with Spike Lee and many other people. And Sam will be here, and we'll have put together another panel for that as well to discuss a lot of those issues. And Sam on Saturday has another film, Acorn and the Firestorm, about the Acorn organization, which he will be here for as well, and it'll play over at Asbury Saturday afternoon. So we're excited about that as well. So we have both of those Sam Pollard films, and we'll have Sam as well. So that's great.
And throughout the festival, when you get your print program, you'll see that there are showcases, there are spotlights, and there are highlights. So some of the spotlight films, we have Friday night spotlight film is Flock of Four. It's a,
No,
right?
it's actually called Hearts Beat
Oh,
Loud.
Hearts Beat Loud, thank you.
And
I
it's
got
right
that.
off of Sundance.
Yeah.
It was a big hit at
Music film.
Sundance with Nick Offerman, and it's a lovely film. Music, about a father-daughter sort of finding their way to each other through music. So,
And then the Saturday spotlight is
Saturday we have a couple spotlights.
we have a couple big films. We have a film called The Miracle Season. It stars Helen Hunt and John Hurt, and it's based
Bill
on
Hurt. That's it.
Huh?
Bill Hurt, William Hurt.
I said John, didn't I?
Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry.
There is a John Hurt.
You've got to have
actually.
so many names going through your
but he's
head.
not in it.
Well, that's okay. Last week I was saying John Voight, so I've gotten
Yeah,
closer.
we've gotten better. At least we've.
So that's funny. There are a lot of names flying around. But the film is based on a true story about a girls' volleyball team, and one of their star players is killed in an accident, and the coach has to rally them to have an unbeatable season. So Helen plays the inspiring coach.
Tough love coach, who's trying to bring her girls back together. And, in this climate where kids are dealing with the grief issue, losing classmates and whatever for all different kinds of reasons, and this is a very uplifting film. It's a great thing to be able to share with our kids, and our families. So we're happy to bring that. And the director of the film, Sean McNamara, who did Soul Surfer, actually, is coming. Will be here attending. And then Saturday, we have a very big thing happening. We have
Another red carpet.
another little mini red carpet, and Joanne Froggatt, who was one of the stars of Downton Abbey. She played Anna Bates on Downton Abbey, and she's a lot of people's favorite person from that show. She's flying in from London. She will be with us on Saturday and Sunday. And we're excited because we're going to have her she has a film in the festival, a spotlight film on Saturday night called A Crooked Somebody, which is a wonderful little caper, and dark comedy caper, and she's got one of the leads in it, so she'll be there for the Q&A afterwards. And we think we might be getting Skype in of Rich Sommer, who was one of the stars of Mad Men, and he's the other star of this, so he might be Skyping in. So it could be a great Saturday night. Joanne will be on that little red carpet. And then on Sunday, we're doing a conversation with Joanne Froggatt at Maryland Hall for an hour, 12:30 to 1:30. So people will get to really hear her talk about the films and the series that she's done, and just a little bit of British actress history.
We also have another spotlight film on Saturday. For those who are sports fans, it's called Love Means Zero, and it encapsulates the life's work of famed tennis coach Nick Bollettieri, who never said he said he never knew really very much at all about playing tennis. He was more like a life coach, but he created many champions, from Serena and Venus to Andre Agassi, and it follows his story, and he's just an interesting film character. And the filmmaker Jason Cohen will be here from where's he flying in from?
From Copenhagen, from a
right.
festival there. The interesting thing about Love Means Zero is it's a documentary. So it's actually Nick Bollettieri talking, and he is a larger-than-life kind of overbearing character who says things that you never will believe that he actually says. So it makes you laugh, and it kind of makes you tense up, and so you're already compelled to get into the relationships that he's describing in here about how this, and how one of his big ones with Andre Agassi fell apart and how it affected them. So it's a really interesting doc.
And there's some counter-programming Saturday night too, right, Patty?
Oh yeah, we have Dare to Be Different, which is another spotlight of ours, and it's a big documentary about the radio station in Long Island.
WLIR.
WLIR, and it broke a lot of the big music bands, back in the day with U2, and
when it was considered new wave.
New wave music, sort of. And so Bob Waugh, who's on our WRNR, is in that film being interviewed because he used to be at that station. So he'll be there to kind of after the film, to take people through it.
And we'll have a surprise musical performance after the film.
Possibly, yeah. So we have something for everybody, and the late movie after A Crooked Somebody, which is the Saturday spotlight with Joanne Froggatt, That another movie following is called The Spinning Man with Pierce Brosnan, and it's like a Hitchcockian mystery, and that'll be our late night movie, and that's coming into the theaters soon too.
That's also what, Minnie Driver and Guy Pearce.
Yeah, big film. So we're excited about that. So we have a lot going on Saturday. We have another film at Asbury called True Conviction, a documentary about 3 guys that were released from prison down in Texas when DNA proved them innocent. So they formed a detective agency and have now been going in trying to free other prisoners and tell their stories, and they're going to be making a television series about them. So
And
we have the documentary.
Chris will be here. One of the actual guys from the detective agency will be here with the film.
It sounds so exciting. What about for kids? I remember seeing shorts at one time that were student made. Do you have some?
We always have student showcase, and it's always free to the public on Sunday every year. But we also have a special thing Saturday morning this year that we haven't done before, and we have some family programming, and it's all animated for tots and tweens. So we have some wonderful animated films.
Yes, we have some animated films for first the tots, the young ones, and then we go to a little bit higher in age there and older ones. And then we have a film afterwards called Liana, which is an African film that's also, kind of wonderful for families on some levels.
It's about a group of girls from Swaziland, and they're dealing with grief and trauma, but they find healing through art, and has some wonderful animated parts of the film that bring their stories to life. So the stories are very healing for the kids.
Yeah, and our student festival that you brought up before was on Sunday, and that, our student showcase, the interesting thing about that is I wouldn't really call it for kids. I mean, yes, for 14, 15-year-old high school kids, because these are made by students, mostly college students or MFA students, getting their masters in film, and they're some of the best films in the festival. I mean, they're incredible, and some of them are, because students are making them, so they're tough-minded, they have very important issues and things to see. So they're a little bit advanced, but they're still made by students. So, and we know kids know a lot today. So, they're.
We also have a wonderful shorts program, and we have an Oscars shorts program. We have films that are nominated for Academy Award in a shorts program. And our wonderful director of programming, Derek Horn, has come up with very clever names for all of our shorts programs this year. They are all internet monikers like FAQ, WTF, LOL,
OMG.
OMG. So
I don't know what any of that means.
Well, he'll tell
frequently
you.
asked questions. Oh my God, what the flick?
Yeah, we changed that. What the flick?
Right. So you'll appreciate when you see how they're themed into their special shorts programs.
We have some phenomenal shorts that Derek has really handpicked from all over the world, and there are some, it's just very highly curated shorts. So the programs are very special. Every short is terrific, and they've blended together in such a way that when you go to one of those programs, you sit there, you get it all. You get why it was called, why it was put there, you get why they blend together, and you feel like you've actually seen something really of value. They're not throwaways in our program. They're a big part of our curation. So people should enjoy them.
Of course, we have some water-related and sailing films this year.
Of course.
We have a couple of sailing
Annapolis.
films.
That's right.
There's a wonderful film called Coyote, the Mike Plant story. And Mike Plant was a sort of a rebel rogue, sailed around the world, solo sailor. That's his story. And we have
Sunday, our spotlight Sunday morning for sailing. Yeah.
And then we have another film, Courageous, which is an NBC Sports film about America's Cup. But we also have a couple of other water-related films. We have one called Kim Swims. Kim Swims is about a woman named Kimberly Chambers who has, she swam all 7 most dangerous waters of the world.
Shark-infested, everything.
And this film follows her and her journey. It's called is it Farallon Islands? Between San Francisco and Alcatraz.
Yeah.
That is the most shark-infested water in the world. So the film actually, it's very tense in the film because you're following along as she swims. And Kim and the female filmmaker and cinematographer will be here.
Right. both of them.
Speaking of females, is there a focus this year on females?
Well, thank you for asking, because there actually is. You know, first of all, our new log line this year, so to speak, is voices strong, minds open, as we've heard.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah. And all of our selections really fit into this. But we have found that this is kind of the year of the woman in many ways. And it's not that we have a lot of male filmmakers here, but a lot of the films do deal with women's stories. And we have a shorts challenge this year that we brought in, which is a very special event for us. We're doing it Saturday morning from 10 to 12 at Maryland Hall, or 10 to 11:30. And we have put out there that we've invited young, emerging, evolving, and growing filmmakers. This isn't for students, it's for everyone, who have an idea. They send us an idea, and we gave the subject matter. The subject this year was women and girls' stories around the world.
Which we picked before the whole Me Too thing
Yeah,
happened.
before it all happened, we already were, yes, we zeroed in on that. And we have been receiving many, many submissions
A lot more
from
than we thought.
filmmakers who are sending us an idea. And it's male and female filmmakers, and we're going to pick the top 5 pitches. And we're bringing those people in, and they will stand up live and pitch before an audience. And their judges will be on the stage. You know, it's like a competition show. And the judges will be on the stage, and they will pitch before the audience. And then at the end, the audience gets to vote. A quarter of the vote goes from the audience. And then the judges will go off and decide which will win the prize. And the prize
is proof that great films can be made here in Maryland. It's sponsored by the Maryland Film Office and the Anne Arundel County Arts Council, along with the prize providers, which is a production package. So we have camera, sound from Lens Pro to Go, lighting from Sirius Grip and Electric, a post-production package from Henninger Media Services, and post-production sound mix, and music composition from Studio Unknown. So basically somebody can just crowdfund for a little bit of money, and everything else is provided. And that film will premiere the following year.
Yeah. So we're
And that's
supporting them. That's Saturday morning.
Saturday
from
morning.
10 to 11:30, which is a great time to just go and watch it. And you know, it's great to watch these people get up. Because part of the nerves of sitting in the audience is, are they going to do a good job? What's going to happen? Who's going to get picked? You know, so that's always a lot of fun.
Well, and also the audience weighs in on the vote. So we have text to vote. The audience will be the 4th judge. There'll be 3 judges, and then the audience vote also counts.
Okay.
So it's pretty exciting. And then we're also on Sunday going to have a Women in the Industry panel, 2018. Where do we stand? That's the name of the panel. And Women in Film and Video is providing, and the Film Fatales are providing the moderator this year, but Women in Film and Video and Film Fatales are sponsoring it with us. And all of the women filmmakers that are in our program this year that are there still on Sunday will be sitting around this table at St. John's in the conversation room. And we're going to be able to talk about everything from, you know, equal pay in the industry to where, you know, whether our voices are being heard, and, you know, how the Me Too situation is affecting people. Is it helping the situation? Is it hindering the situation? Where do we stand as women in the industry? So that's going to be really fascinating too. We haven't forgot the guys and the girls together, because on Saturday we have a directors roundtable. So we have a couple women directors and we have some male directors, and they're going to sit around, and Joe Newmeyer, our host, who comes down every year from New York, will be our moderator. He's great. And he will be, you know, throwing some great questions at these directors. So we'll get to find out all of that. Plus, we have a Friday lineup of panels, industry kind of panels that involve, for people who want to know about webcasting that's coming out, people who want to know about producing and the whole entrepreneur film of producing, you know, how it's getting done today, how films are getting made. We have that. We have cinematographers. We've never had cinematographers before.
Actually, that's a great one, and we have 3, and it's a diverse group of cinematographers. It's the woman that shot Kim Swims and did the underwater cinematography. It's the gentleman who shot
A Crooked Somebody.
A Crooked Somebody, and he has 2 films in the
and he was a camera operator on Flock of Four, yeah.
And then we have Hans Charles, who shot 13th.
Sounds awesome. I don't know how anyone, I know the challenge I've faced every year, trying to figure out what to see and what I can't see and what I can wait until Sunday to see.
Yeah.
Is Sunday night still the showcase?
Yes.
Yes.
The best of the fest?
Yes.
So it is going to be a challenge. 80 films in 4 days. With
28 countries represented.
Plan to live there.
28 countries represented
Yes.
in our town of Annapolis.
Yes.
And lots of visiting filmmakers and industry guests.
Right.
And I'm hearing films that are being done by young people and new budding artists
Yes,
And-
and veterans and old timers. You know, I mean,
Right.
we have everything.
and being given an opportunity to launch in front of a professional judges and being given the tools to move forward.
Yes.
So there's so many facets
Yeah.
to this festival. I mean, we as a city are extremely proud of what you guys have done. And I hope everyone goes online starting today, because it's going to take you 3 weeks to figure out which films you're going to be able to see over those 4 days, and get your tickets, your passes if you haven't already gotten them.
Yeah,
But
don't wait. Passes started moving. As soon as our slate went up,
Right.
we saw a big spike. So there is a limited number.
Got
so
mine.
get
And,
them
and you
now.
know,
Months
I
ago.
forgot to mention one film. On Sunday, we have a film called Come Sunday, which is going to go on Netflix. And
that was the last
that's
film,
another
yeah.
big film right off of Sundance with Chiwetel Ejiofor and Martin Sheen.
And Danny Glover.
And Danny Glover. And it's about religion, and it's about a preacher. And we might even be able to get
Yes.
the real preacher to come. And it's when he takes on his church. You know, and so it's really fascinating. So we're right out on the cutting edge there.
you definitely are. So how could you sum up the experience?
It's unique for everyone. You do want to plan ahead, although, you know, don't panic if you can't get into something. Everything will have what we call a rush line. So if you don't get into something else and you're a little bit late, if you get in the rush line and you're the first 20, 30 people, you probably get in.
We have large theaters too.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
have
even
big
our small
theaters.
theaters are relatively good size. So
Comfortable shoes, bring a friend, just dive in for the weekend and just see and hear and experience as much as you can. We will actually have food in the lobbies of St. John's and Maryland Hall from Whole Foods this year.
and popcorn. We're doing popcorn this year.
Popcorn
Yeah.
at the
So
movies.
we've got. I think the most important thing to know is that when you come to the festival, a festival like this, you have to give yourself over to it. You know, you have to just say. If you really want to get the best experience, you just say, okay, I am going to immerse myself in a weekend of films and panels and meeting people, the networking possibilities, even if you're not in this industry. Everything's sort of overlaid. There's so many things that connect to each other now that, you know, we're in a different world. And the film festival is a real part of this new world. You know.
It's why we picked Voices Strong, Minds Open. We said, you know, we want distinctive voices, but if you look at the art design that Joe Barson did this year, when it hits the chair, the director's chair, it becomes a rainbow of light representing all
Diversity.
voices. And from the beginning, we've always wanted this to be accessible, affordable, walkable, and inclusive. And I think we've done it, and the community has shown us that, because last year we had almost 15,000 people over 4 days. We're planning to have that many or more, and we want to keep it going. You know, we want it because right now at this time when everything's so divisive, we need things that bring people together, and this is one of them.
And we all know our town has a history of sort of separated communities in many ways. And when we started this, we've always said we didn't want to do a festival that was just for one part of the population in this town. It was for everyone, or we didn't want to do it. And people at that point were naysayers. They said, well, good luck. Everybody wants to do that. Good luck in making it work. And we said, well, we're going to make it work because we're going to program for it. We're going to plan it. It will be intentional. And that's what we've tried to do. And now 6 years in, we feel that's happening. And that makes us feel good, that it was worth the struggle and worth the, all
Effort.
the wait for it to happen.
I'm hearing your efforts to support the city of Annapolis.
Absolutely.
And I'm pleased that this year the city of Annapolis is supporting you.
We're pleased.
Aho.
Yes, and it will
Thanks.
continue.
Thank you for
Yes.
fighting for the festival.
Yes,
It will
Sheila has been
continue.
one of our biggest
Champions.
supporters, our champions from day one, and we are really appreciative of it.
Well, I appreciate what you're bringing to our city. And I'm hearing diversity, and I love your new catchphrase, voices strong, minds open.
Yep.
That's the message that everyone will be able to carry home with them after spending 4 days watching the variety of films and meeting professional artists and entertainers and professionals in the film industry. So, and you're bringing all of that to us, films from all over the world, 28 countries, did you
And
say?
it represents every part of the spectrum. We're talking sports films, intellectual films, Spanish, Asian, white, African American, environmental, you name it, documentary, narrative, shorts, features, animation. We have
Good
everything.
old-fashioned drama,
Yep.
you know,
Absolutely.
We have it all.
Absolutely.
comedy, we have it all.
Oh, actually, we do have some good comedies, actually.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about the, is it Friday night, the African American?
Yeah, that's
That's the
Showcase?
one with Sammy
Davis Jr.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
But you know what we didn't mention? You have to come and get bagels, lox, and coffee on Sunday morning at
the Jewish experience Sunday morning. No, we have Itzhak, the documentary about Itzhak Perlman, the great violinist, and that's a beautiful film. So that's going to be our first film, and then we have another film called Humor Me with Elliot Gould and Annie Potts, and it's just a great poignant comedy or dramedy as they would call it. So we have two, terrific films. And we started off with a bagel breakfast. So, what's not to like,
I love it. Well, ladies, I want to thank you for sharing. How can our citizens find the information about the festival?
That's a great question, and thank you for asking. The simplest thing to do is visit the website. It's AnnapolisFilmFestival.com. Click on tickets or passes right at the top. If you are trying to follow updates and news during the festival, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We will have some reruns and late announcements, especially on Saturday, Sunday. If we rerun things or make some changes in the schedule, that's the quickest way to be informed. And we hope everybody plans to indulge. Even though I know there's a march in Washington, I hope people will still
come to
on
the
Saturday.
festival. Yes. You can still be supporting the gun control. Come to our festival. Also, very important to go out there and buy passes.
Yeah.
Because passes are the best way to go to everything you want. You don't have to think about it all the time. And just buy the passes. Tickets are available as well, but we hope to see you all there. Thank you.
One last thing was sponsorships, because you said you're always in need of sponsorships.
We are. Unexpected things come up. We can't ever anticipate total ticket sales and pass sales. So, it costs a pretty penny to bring all these people in and license the films, and we set up unique venues. We create the theaters, so any support is appreciated. But you can put your whole company logo or name up on the screen in front of a short or feature film for not very much money and get benefits that go with that. That includes some other fun things.
Yeah, I mean, even though our program has already gone to print, basically,
You can
still be on the screen. You can, and also, we have ongoing. We're doing films every month at Maryland Hall, and we need support all year long. So we're hoping people will jump on board this year.
Info at AnnapolisFilmFestival.net.
All right.
Thank you.
Ladies, thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to it, and I hope to see everybody out at the film festival on the third weekend of March.
March 22nd to the 25th.
Thank you very much. This is Alderwoman Finlayson saying, see you next time.